Hello, fellow DIYers and fur baby enthusiasts. I'm excited to show you my end table plus pet furniture project. This end table is an old classic that I started off by sanding down the top portion and then as well as around the edges, just so that I could paint it and have the paint absorb well and stick well after cutting it. So here I had already cut out the side and needed to just do a little bit more sanding on the side. And then here I am moving on to cutting the other side so that there's a dual entrance for pets to be able to go in and enjoy their comfort inside this piece. So I had to start off by cutting 3 holes around each corner just so that I can get a good angle with my jigsaw or sawzall, jigsaw. And here I'm just showing you how you can get a nice even cut once you cut those little holes around the corners. I had to do a little bit of an adjustment along the way with just my cuts, but it worked out pretty well. I smoothed it out here just as much as I could with the jigsaw, and it looks really pretty. I'm super happy with how even the cuts turned out. So then I needed to obviously move some more sanding. So this is the finished product with a fully sanded piece where I cut out, like I said, both sides just so that a pet could go in. So moving on to my friend Amanda from Amanda Panda Projects. She did the rub and buff on the hardware that were on the front of the doors, and now she's painting the accents around the doors with the yellow and the black to prepare for a decoupage rice paper finish that she did, which you will see later on. So you just have to paint the base here with the black and the yellow, and she did the white in the middle for the rice paper to show through properly. And then I continued to paint the rest of the piece black and yellow around the edges, removed the hardware for the magnet, just to make it a little easier to paint around and not get paint everywhere. So here I'm just finishing up all the black paint, and then I moved on to the stenciling, which accents the rice paper finish, decoupage finish on the doors, which you will see all of it come together here soon enough. So I wanted to make sure that the sunflower petals were nice and saturated in that mustardy yellow color. And then I wanted a nice accented middle portion with the flower with a little bit of browning just to make it a little bit more natural looking. So here I'm just kind of making those final touches with the yellow and the brown, and here's the reveal of how it turned out. I think it looks so pretty, and it looks just like a good old-fashioned traditional sunflower. So super excited with how it turned out. There was a little bit of bleeding in the middle there with the brown, but honestly, I'm super happy with it, and I'm actually more happy that it's a little imperfect. Just gives it that extra character. And then I decided to put some bees around the corners, all 4 corners of the piece. Those all turned out really super cute. That first one was a little off center for the corner, but I decided to just embrace the imperfection and again think that it has a little more character. And then here I am showing you how I measured out each piece as I taped it down before I painted it on, or stenciled it on rather. Just making sure that each side is even so that I didn't have any more that were slightly off like that first one. So here it is, the finished product with all of the paint and the sunflower and the bees on every corner. Super cute, just absolutely loving how this is turning out. It just needed a little bit more of the finishing touches. So here I am sanding down and giving it that distressed look all around the corners and the edges, and some areas around the black as well. just kind of giving it that nice extra kind of worn antique-ish look. So as you can see, I had to use a thin, just sandpaper fine grade to get some of those finishing touches done. I didn't have a sanding block yet when I did this piece, but I do now. So you'll see in the future how I use that sanding block in the future. But for this piece, we just dealt with what we had. And here I tried out the clear coat Minwax. We want to make sure everything's protected so nothing really gets like bad scratches. It's okay if there's a little bit of natural wear and tear over time, but just didn't want anything obvious to happen with the piece. So I first tried out the Minwax polyacrylic clear coat. It was a clear matte finish. It didn't work out so well on the bottom for me. It definitely was a little more difficult to handle and deal with. It was a little foamy. I think it just got shooken somewhere along the way, and you're not supposed to shake it. So here I'm showing you that I use a chalk clear matte finish for spray instead, and it's so much quicker and easier to use. So it still gave it that chalk finish that the original paint colors had. And as I was spraying there, I just wanted to make sure I had a nice good coat on there. And here I'm just showing you how I reattached the hardware to the front of the doors, as well as the hardware to reattach to the piece. So, and this hardware is really old and very antique looking. It's very cool. I don't really think you can find hinges like those anymore. So here I just screwed on the front handle with just a simple little screw that it came with. And we'll just kind of fast forward here to show you how I proceeded to put the hardware back on to make sure that the doors fit properly and they don't overlap each other. So just using a power drill here to use the original screws that it came with, and attaching it first to the door and then to the piece so that it's not difficult to do if you went the other way around. So if you do the piece and the door, it's a little more hard for the counterbalance or the counter brace, if you will. So here I have attached both those doors, and it looks so great. I'm super excited about the finished product. Again, Amanda from Amanda Panda Projects did that rice paper finish with some nice distressing around the edges with dark wax. And then I just love how this turned out, and we are excited to showcase it at our event in a couple of weeks at May 4th Walk for Animals. You can use it as either a bed or a cat litter box cover, however you think is appropriate for your home. But super excited to showcase this and sell it there. I hope you can join us at the event.